So I'm Greg Hands, Member of Parliament for Chelsea and Fulham, also Minister for London and Minister for International Trade. Well, a Chelsea bun is a traditional British pastry. It's baked by rolling up a dough. It looks a bit like a cinnamon bun, but Chelsea buns don't normally contain cinnamon. They contain currants and raisins. And it is a very, very beautiful, great tasting, great British tradition.
Well, my name is John Shepherd and I'm the owner of Partridges. Well, a Chelsea bun was a confection that was created around the 1700s, just a few hundred yards away from where we're standing now, on the Pimlico Road. And it was invented by a man called Richard Hand. And it was sort of like a creation that fitted in with the end of Lent, and it became amazingly popular and used to attract lots and lots of people in those days.
The Georgian Kings would come by or send somebody by to get some of these fantastic Chelsea buns and bring them, I think, to the palace. They were relatively innovative at the time. I think raisins and sultanas had just started being imported into the UK, so they were relatively a new thing, and I think that's what led to the popularity at that time of the Chelsea bun. The record baking day at the Chelsea Bun House was actually Good Friday, at some point late in the 18th century, early in the 19th century, where the crowd of Londoners queued up to buy these Chelsea buns was so huge that the police had to be called out for crowd control. I think 50,000 buns were sold that day. I mean, that's kind of the equivalent of like Chelsea football crowd showing up, each going for one bun each, something like that. It was a big thing. The police had to come out. It was massively, massively popular at that time.
Well, I think they fell out of favour. Captain Bun died, it was taken over by his wife, and then it was taken over by his sons. But after about 100 years or so, they were gradually superseded by other types of buns that came in, so the Hot Cross Bun really took over. Some people preferred Hot Cross buns because it was another evolution on the Chelsea bun, I think. But I think they just faded from public awareness, really.
I think over the decades, Chelsea bun has fallen a little bit out of favour, partly because of sort of alternative pastries coming in from abroad, like the pan au raisin, that kind of thing, the pastel del nate. And I think that has led to a bit of a decline. Plus, it is quite sugary, quite sweet, and it might not be totally fashionable due to the amount of sugar. But of course, you can bake them with less sugar.
Well, we're trying to reinvent the Chelsea bun, or remind people of its glory days, really. And so we invented this competition, of which the proceeds go to a very good charity, to try and get people making Chelsea buns, thinking about Chelsea buns.
What we're trying to do is to just get more places up and down the country to bake the Chelsea bun, get it back onto their menu list. You know, there is big demand. I think the combination of older people feeling nostalgic about a Chelsea bun, plus the kind of trend at the moment for interest in baking, I think those two things can come together to revive the Chelsea bun, not just here in Chelsea, but right the way across the country.
And we just wanted to sort of tie in with an iconic product, because very few products, food products in London, have an origin. And this does. The Chelsea bun came from Chelsea. And that makes it quite unique. And we want to re-establish that fact and make it part of the modern menus and bars and restaurants in the area and around the country.
I'd love to see Chelsea buns for sale in Paris or in Milan or in Madrid. That would be a dream come true, I think, for the future of the Chelsea bun. Chelsea, of course, as an international name, is already very well known. It can be also part of Chelsea's essential, unique selling point to have its own pastry.